put them away?
Yeah, I thought our third quarter was outstanding. The way we just applied pressure around the ball, and I thought the heat on the footy was something that we created turnovers and opportunities to go forward. So I thought our third quarter was just a beauty to look back on and use as a something going forward when we think we're just down a bit going or finishing a game off in the next few weeks or whatever it is. We can sort of reflect on that to think that's exactly how you put pressure on the ball carrier or the man.
Players generally struggle second up from a serious injury. What did you, sitting back watching Matthew Kreuzer today, what did you think?
I just think I think you can get caught up with stats, and you probably 5 years ago you'd always just look at the stats and say, oh, this player did this, X, Y and Z. But nowadays you look at actually what they do for the team, and it's not all about possessions and what he does for the group. I think today was 24 possessions. But take that aside, I thought his second and third and just, the way he just follows up and cracks in, I think is outstanding. And second up, he did a mighty job today when Sean got injured and had to play longer game time, and he was just brilliant.
Did you think he was the most influential player on the ground today?
He was the best player on the ground today, yep.
Were you comfortable with him shouldering that extra load?
Yeah, we know, I suppose, about his engine and what he's capable of doing. I think today it was just good to have Lockie there just as a support act to help him out in regards to, it would have been really tough if it was just him to shoulder the whole lot. But, we got to use both players, and, Matthew probably did about 80-85% when Sean went down.
And is it a PCL for Sean?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. He gets scans tomorrow, so we'll have a look at that, just to see if it is and how much time he'll be out for. But he was in really good form, Sean, so it's a little bit disappointing for him, but I think he's now got, if he is out for a week or two, it'll give him something to reflect on how we expect him to play, because he's been in great form.
Did that happen in a ruck contest?
No idea. At ground level, it's hard to see with bodies and things like that. So, not sure. If it was marking or ruck,
How's David Allard?
Davey got his knock, and he's gone off to the hospital for some checkups and things like that. So, I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out probably tonight or first thing tomorrow.
What did you make of the last quarter? Did it take the gloss off the performance, or did you put it down to tiredness?
A little bit. I think it's a bit of a combination of a little bit of fatigue because we're down one man, but I thought some of our ball use and decision making towards the end, maybe a little bit of flair, or tried to be a bit too cute, and we didn't play the basics. As we did in the third quarter. So I thought we got exposed through our style of play, but I thought there was a bit of fatigue there at times as well.
How do you use that third quarter? You were talking about you're putting that away. Do you bring that out and show the players as a group? I'm wondering, how do you actually use it?
I think we'll just use it as a reference point to maybe a pre-game or during the week to say this is when we're at our finest in this area of the game, and when we're not, and maybe show the differential at times. And I think hopefully we don't have to use that, Bruce, and we can just keep going with that third quarter. But it's something now that we've got a way that we can use if we need to.
How significant was it for you, Brett? This period of the year last year was a period that you sort of fell away a bit. And,
yep.
And I think Sydney obviously took the win earlier in the year, had troubled you as well, but you really set yourself in this period and this game to make some sort of statement for where the year was going.
I think you look at the halfway mark, and last week was the halfway mark for this year, around 12 all done, and then you reflect last year a little bit. I think there's a little bit more to it, sort of when we analyse the season about fatigue. I think last year by the end of the year, we'd lost a man before half-time 11 times out of 22 games. So that just puts the cumulative effect of fatigue on top of the group. And I think we just run out of a bit of steam last year as well. And there's no doubt with Matthew going down and some personnel, that didn't help us last year. But that's gone now. We just reflect on, look at what we can do now. And I think the group's playing a different brand of football, and we've seen that through our numbers and, just reducing the opposition in the way they're scoring. I think has been something that we want to maintain, not just let it slip. Yeah.
Zach Toohey, 3 games in. How do you assess how he's going so far?
Yeah, I thought Zach was really good last week. I thought there was aspects of his game that were down a little bit today. But what he does do, he uses the ball really well. And, I think today will be a really good lesson for him to go through his tape with Gavin and with Brownie and have a look. And, last week went pretty well for him. There wasn't too many errors, or it was nearly the perfect game for a second game player. But today there were some aspects that he'll have to work on, and I think it was a great education against a team that is renowned for their pressure and things like that. So I think it's just good for Zach to get out and play, and I think he'll learn from today.
You now have 2 Irish players who, when they're fit, can play, and you've had hiccups in the Irish project before. Is this a reward for persisting with it?
Yeah, with Setanta, we're probably looking at another 2 or 3 if they keep playing this well going forward. But no, it's good. I think Setanta's been someone that's been in our program for a long time, and Zachy's been someone that's done an amazing job. To think that he'd just come over 18 months ago and now he's playing AFL football, and he's playing some really good football for us. So I think it just shows I suppose when players are really hungry to succeed, it doesn't matter what code they're from. If they're really hungry to learn and listen, and they have the skills, I think they can do it. And Zach's been a beauty for us, but it's worked really well about persistence.
Brett, another good spread of goal kickers without a scoreboard contribution from Eddie. Has that been another plus for the season so far?
Yeah, I think it has. I think that's something that we've learnt with history, that you don't want to rely on just one person kicking goals. I think it's the unpredictability of who's going to kick the goal next. And even with Davey getting hurt, I think he only had 6 possessions, but he kicked 2 goals, so his contribution was really valuable for the group. Cruz with 2. I think Andrew might have got 1 or 2. Yaron got 1. So I think that's been something, a strength of ours, is who's going to kick the next goal.
Do you want to slot Jared Waite back in there, or wanting Wen?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Wen,
yeah, Wen is he went for a bit of a trot the other day, and he just didn't feel quite right. So we'll just probably leave it more as a wait and see scenario. We won't rush him in. He might be 1 more week. He might play this week, but we're not sure. Yep.
Brett, you've also got not only a spread of goal kickers, but a spread of sort of midfield contributors when Juddy doesn't dominate the game like today. Swans. John Long might say he found it tough to put a lot of energy into trying to keep Juddy quiet, and there were just too many other guys that they.
Yeah, I think that's been probably the strength of the group, is the contribution of others, and whether Chris is playing centre square or half forward or even deep forward, even wing at times, I think that's been someone taking up the slack and playing their role in the team. And I think it's the growth of Murphy, Robertson, having Allard in the team, Curnow. I think the depth through the midfield, and Scotland's been outstanding this year, and probably hasn't publicly from me had the credit of what he's done to just play so many different roles for the group, but just add so much bite through the midfield and at half back. So just think that Yaron's gone back now to help other players push out. Russell's played a bit in the midfield, Gibbs as well. So I think it has been the ability of others to cover for someone that might be down a little bit or is getting tagged extremely heavy.